The midterm elections are coming up, and we want to make sure that everybody knows that their vote matters. We have MTV Senior Manager of Social Impact, Vaughan Bagley, and Central Michigan University student Katie Ellison here about talk about raising awareness about voting and early voting as well. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having us.
Vaughn, I want to go ahead and start with you. Speak to maybe some of those voters who maybe after the 2020 election got burnt out about politics and maybe kind of tune out as far as anything related, to politics and to voting, and to make them know that, that their vote matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, what we're seeing right now is that there is a lot of enthusiasm for voting, and there should be. It's something that, we all have a opportunity to really make our voices heard on the issues that we care most about. And so at MTV, what we are doing is trying to use the cultural levers at our disposal, the reach and the platforms that we have to reach young voters where they are, to reach them through the shows that they're watching, the talent that they are inviting into their living rooms every night. And then also to be able to empower those young people that themselves are the leaders on the ground, like Katie, who's with us today. There are so many of them that are doing this work, that are excited about voting. And it's that enthusiasm that they have that is going to rub off on their peers and on their friends and family members and broader community.
Katie, let's talk a little bit about Central Michigan University. Talk about what you guys are doing for raising awareness and what got you involved in this cause.
That is a great question. I will preface this by saying that I really only got involved with voting and civic engagement in my junior year of college, and I'm a senior now. So I always say that as a preface to say that, like, it is never too late to be civically engaged and care about voting and realize how much it affects you, because I really have only been involved for a year and change. But with that, I would say on our campus, we've really prioritized making a voting plan. Michigan has automatic voter registration now. So when you're getting your driver's license or a state ID, our registration numbers are skyrocketing with young people because they're just checking those boxes as they fill out that paperwork, and they might be registered to vote and not even know. So that's one piece, is making sure they know they're registered. But because our registration numbers are so high, how are students actually going to get to the polls? Are they going to vote absentee? What time of day are they voting? Are they voting with other people? And how familiar are they with everything that's on the ballot and both sides of it, both nonpartisan and partisan sections? So we've really had to reframe the way we've done voter engagement on our campus, and a lot of campuses on Michigan's in the state of Michigan, I think, have done the same as well.
You might have a paper due. You might not have a babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a work, thing that might run a little bit late, and you're not able to do it. So waiting till the last minute is not really a good idea, no matter, what your age is.
That's one of the reasons why early voting is so helpful to those who need that extra flexibility, whether you are a college student who's trying to juggle work and school and your social life, or someone who's older who has a number of other responsibilities. And so early voting is really an opportunity to expand access across the board, not only over time, but also through that flexibility that it offers.
Katie, I do want to chat with you as far as maybe getting the pulse of, there are 18 to 22-year-olds and people that you're seeing on campus.
Absolutely. I think a lot of young people are really politically engaged, but just don't see voting as a way to channel that energy. And I think that's the first step in any voting conversation I have with young people. If I'm trying to register them to vote on campus or just tabling for our student org related to voting, it's sitting down and having a conversation, because there's definitely something that they are passionate about. They probably just have not been able to express that yet, or haven't really talked to someone about it out loud and realized that, like, oh my gosh, I care so much about climate change. I care so much about reproductive justice. I care so much about inflation. All of these issues are things that will affect them one day if they don't realize it affects them now. But young people, for the most part, are really engaged. They really care, and they just need to get over those burdens of making a voting plan and being able to make their voices heard and realize the power behind their voices.
Vaughn, Katie, thank you so much for your time today. Voteearlyday.org is where you can go to find more information.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.